Hello, dear classmates. Welcome to another session of Social Informatics. The first update today I have for you is changing the name of our course, but it will be applied next year or the year after. The new name that it has been decided upon to replace Social Informatics is, but also before I say the new name, I'm sure you should have some sort of speculation, some sort of guessing about the new name, because the name of our department used to be computer informatics and now it is data analytics. So when we have a course that is named social informatics, the new name, you should have some sort of guessing, and I'm sure with the intelligence that I have noticed you have, and I'm really happy about that, to have this type of smart and passionate students in this class, because I'm talking based upon the meetings we have had so far, based on the correspondence, emails I received from you. That's great. And also I have um, echoed to the other offices in our department that the new um, class of students that we have in our department are really good. Um, but okay, get back to our question. Okay, what do you think the new name that we have put on that? Just have a speculation. Stop the video because I'm gonna say it very soon. Okay, the new name is Data Analytics and Society. It's exactly in every aspect the same as social informatics, but with the new names, now we are relieved of many explanation, because you remember we put a session to tell you the difference between informatics in the United States and informatics in the Europe, but still all those things gonna stay in the course, but now the name is very straightforward: data analytics and society. Okay, today we are gonna review this topic together: data analytics versus statistics. It's a question that, if it has not struck you, it will. Sometimes people ask you. It is a question that sometimes our students are asked at their job interview. The people who wants to hire them, they want to make sure the people they are hiring are completely aware of the area they are working in. And when we review together the differences and even the similarities between, or overlaps between, data analytics and statistics, many shadowy points in your head also will be answered. Okay, so because many consider these two things, I have seen even some people with good experience um, in academic, they consider them very the same. And also I know some of the professors start data analytics classes with statistics. Okay, let's see what we have today. Since it is an introduction, since it is just a way of welcoming you to the program, we never involve ourselves in the details, especially the ones that needs prior knowledge. So we always tackle the practical and the straightforward information in the field we discuss. For example, you remember last week we did together artificial intelligence, and after you listen and follow the video, you notice that how much everything makes sense when we want to define, for example, machine learning, artificial intelligence, data analytics. But before that, maybe you were wondering about all these things. So please, my friend, even if you get good grade, even if you are doing great in terms of the quiz after the lectures, that is the case about most of you, and you are really doing a great job in terms of timing, because I check all the things and not missing anyone, and all those things. But please also consider on the other side this quick and short videos as a source of um, introductory knowledge to your field. So even if you are taking your quizzes successfully, and even if you get full grade out of that, please try to check the videos at least one time after that, just at your convenience, okay, to make everything permanent, because I try my best to gather the information that I believe is gonna be interesting to you, and dominating them is not boring. And also I make everything very short, very quick. So please make the most out of that. In this slide, so it is gonna be the way with our discussion. So with just some tricky and I believe smart um, reference and points, you absolutely will notice the difference between uh, data analytics and statistics, because um, they are delicate differences. And even when you ask some of the experienced people in this regard, because they have not thought about it before, the differences they tell you, they are not very distinguishable. And many times I told you, even in some places people start or do many statistics in their classes, in their, for example, data analytics class that they have. Okay, in this slide, one of the things that I like is this photo that you see here, because it tells you what is a statistics. And you see, for example, here we have sigma 2, here we have standard deviation definition, x bar, and here we have charts and all those things. It is a statistics. But when it comes to data analytics, for example, in our department, we have two classes that are directly discussing data analytics, and we don't have any of these things. For example, when it comes to calculation of this, we use software. When it comes to, for example, getting this bar chart or histogram, I cannot see correctly, we use it by software. Just the previous session, if I'm right, we finished visualization, my friend, and you remember, we just write the code and we get the results. Okay, with this introduction, I guess you should get some idea that what is the difference between statistics and data analytics. But here we have field of statistics versus field of analytics. Statistics and analytics are two fields that share much overlap. That's correct. That's correct. We have something that is absolutely data analytics, but we have some parts of data analytics that is statistics, and we cannot deny that. So the first point, statistics and analytics are two fields that share much overlap. The field of statistics is concerned with collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. So you see how much it is emphasizing on collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. About this collecting, for example, imagine I'm asking you, okay, we want to make a decision that if age has effect on happiness. When we want to do that, what is the first things we need to do? We need to have data. So based on the data that we collect, or we need to have a sample. For example, we are going to get sample of older people, elderly people, and a sample of young people, and see if their age has effect on their happiness. For example, just a very simple and quick example. Okay, that part that you go and define the sample, because now it is the case that you need to take a sample that representing the population. For example, we are talking about 400 million population of a country, okay? But we want to do that with 1,000 samples. So you should be very careful that this sample that you take is a correct sample in terms of number. Why 1,000? Why not 100,000? Why not 10,000? All these things is a statistic, my friend. So collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. Absolutely, it is not expected from a data analyzer. That's the reason in your technical courses that you take in our department and also in other departments, they never discuss such things because this is belong to statistics. Okay. Another one is about analytics. It says the field of analytics is connected with applying statistical methods to practical business problems. So here it is apparently tells you that data analytics don't care about those details about that. It just apply those things to solve business problem. So it is some sort of these things that we can say data analytics is some sort of a concept. It's some sort of an idea that we, on one hand, we have a lot of data and we need to use some methods applied to this data to solve problems that are mostly business problems. It is called data analytics. So if you say that, so Milad, is a statistics some sort of just category of methods or tools that data analyticians or data analysts use to solve business problem? I would say yes, that's the case. So it is the first difference between these two things that you see. When you are using data analytics, the final goal is solving a problem in business. Because you remember about the beginning of informatics that it was in healthcare, and they noticed that they have, and we discussed these things, and we have discussed these things, and that they were in the field of healthcare, and they noticed they have a lot of data, and they were smart people, and they noticed how we can use this data to improve the quality of our decision making about our patients. Now, those methods could be statistical methods that we now use as statistical methods in our data analytics projects. So now I want to very quickly tell you about the very famous statistical tasks.